Hello everybody, happy Saturday with the Southern D.E.V.A. Hope everybody had an amazing Saturday. As usual, mine has been busy from beginning to end. So look, it hadn't ended yet, but it's been real busy, y'all. So we're trying to maneuver some of these phones and get some of these phones together. It is not as easy as it looks. So tonight we are going to make my grandmother's sweet potato pie. Now the recipe is in my book, Heavenly Holiday Delights, a collection in there on page 20, half in it, because the one that I put in the book was like if you really cooking for a family and you cooking for the holidays, and so it's for 4 pies instead of the 2, because I kind of had to get the potatoes. Always what you think. But one thing I want to tell you about this, my grandma always told me, when you go to get your sweet potatoes for your sweet potato pie, always get the large sweet potatoes. Don't get the little ones, because they are stringy. And that's what she used to tell me. I'm just sharing it with y'all. Don't get the little bitty sweet potatoes because they're stringy. So get the big huge ones. And I went to Kroger today, and they happen to have a couple. So I got 2 big ones, and hopefully it will be enough in here to make 2 pies, because like I said, I had to take some out. Also, I want to tell you, I bake. A lot of people boil their sweet potatoes. My grandma boiled hers, but I don't boil mine because I want to keep all the flavor and everything in the sweet potato. So what I do is I bake them, take them out of the shell. So now what I got to do is,
Karen's watching.
Now what I got to do is, hi Karen. So now what I also do is, while the sweet potatoes are still hot, I let the butter, Mommy always did this, I let it kind of sit in and melt and get in there real. Use a stick of butter. So if you were going to use the full recipe here, you would use 4 sticks of butter. So since today I'm trying to just make 2, I am going to just use 2 sticks of butter. But the butter, it makes it amazing. Makes it absolutely, positively amazing. So right now we're mashing. Now, you're like, what in the world is this child doing? So they're mashed up pretty good. But remember, I told you potatoes are kind of stringy. But even the big potatoes are stringy. So when to blend a little while, get those strings on, you're going to see when I blend a little while, you're going to see this. That's why I'm not using the KitchenAid. You're going to see how much strings are on here. My grandma's pies was like, they would be like fluffy and just like, almost look like a cake. You don't, when I see people make sweet potato pies now, they are they look like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like they talk about this patty sweet potato pie, they just look like solid, look like something good about it. So, I'm going to show you what we do is, and don't think I'm crazy, but this is what Mommy did, so this is what I do. I'm going to blend a little while, get some of these strings out. Then I'm going to start putting in my sugar and my eggs and my cream and my other stuff. So
TT is watching.
Hey, TT. Good. You see, it's not really many strings on here, so we might be good. But Mama would just rinse it off, rinse it real good. Get those strings off. I'm gonna see if it's any in here. Like I said, if you get the big ones, generally you're not gonna have any strings. But we should have been just a few more, so I could have showed you. As far as strings, we good, y'all. we but they still, you see how, you see the strings? That's what I'm talking about, the little hairy strings. It's just the string of the potato, but mama used to get all of them out. So when it got down to just a little, and started putting my sugar. Now, y'all, real brown sugar, but tonight I'm going to use a brown sugar substitute. It's granulated brown sugar. It looks just like, but the recipe calls for granulated sugar. But like I said, if you are a diabetic or if you're cooking for a diabetic, honey, this is perfect. And I might give you my secret. Because every and I can cook this on the holidays, and you won't know that it doesn't have that aftertaste, and it's really good. So we're just gonna blend this in real good, get it in here real good. So blend it real good. Now, y'all, what I'm gonna do? Let me tell you something. I ain't never heard of nobody else that did this, but my grandma. But I keep to it, and it makes your pie so fluffy and good. For 4 pies, mama put a dozen eggs. And I'm talking about the best pie in the world. It's not cakey. I don't like no cakey sweet potato pie. Hers is light and fluffy. And she used to always tell the story about how she learned, but I'll tell you that in a minute. But, so I use 6 eggs. And remember, I always crack your eggs into something, because you don't want to be to crack the bad egg and it's in your stuff, in your filling or whatever, and it's kind of ruined. So I always crack your eggs first and crack them in a separate bowl, and just kind of go 1 or 2 at a time. I realize I don't have my spatula. Where's my spatula? You can look at me if you want to. I'm trying to find my spatula. Which one is my spoon? I'll use my spoon. Oh, okay. Anybody else?
3 people are watching, but I can't see the name.
Then we're just gonna add these last 2 eggs in here. So now I'm gonna start adding I have my nutmeg and my cinnamon. And since I'm just doing 2 pies, I have like a teaspoon and a half of nutmeg and
CLB Bake said.
Okay. Hey, Cabarda. So now y'all, it's starting to look real good. Look at the y'all can see the spices in there. It's all tasty, because if it's not, y'all, I like mine sweet. Now some folks don't like that stuff sweet. I like mine sweet. So sometimes I add, but that butter, the flavor is already everything. I cinnamon nutmeg. Y'all, let me tell y'all, for real though, y'all, it took me forever bottles of nutmeg. I don't know if it's the shortage or whatever, but if y'all cook a lot, if y'all are out and find if it's something that you cook a lot, because I don't know, but I believe that when there is a shortage, this is gonna be the one thing you're gonna be looking for. It took me forever to find some little bitty bottles of nutmeg, but yeah, I'm just gonna put, it looks like a lot, it probably is, but I'm gonna blend it in there. Ooh, y'all, okay. Now, I'm a vanilla person, and I love vanilla. Y'all, I really love my Mexican vanilla. Haven't been able to find it, so I'm stuck. I'm gonna blend that in. Now, mommy always use like a tablespoon or two of flour. You do need a binding agent. I use cornstarch, and this is what mommy did. My aunt was talking about that today. Mommy would always put, and I know nobody else probably does it but her. Mommy would put in, mommy is my grandmother for y'all that don't know. She will put in baking powder. So I have put in rise, because it's already going to rise with the eggs as a rising. This is cornstarch and baking powder. So I'm going to go ahead and shake that in there. And I don't make a slurry. I know people swear by their slurry, but not for this pie though. You don't want baking powder and cornstarch into it. Strange ingredient, but I promise you. So good. I'm gonna add, I have whipping cream. I'm just gonna add a half a cup of that. Use a whole cup. You can also use evaporated milk. It's just everybody has. Some people use carnation milk, but if you were gonna use carnation milk, I wouldn't put it in sugar. If I did, I would just put it in the brown sugar. So that brown sugar adds a little extra something to the pie. That's what you're realizing. If I get a sweet potato pie and I don't see no spices, it's a local person here. I'm sure they did once upon a time, but now when you eat it, it tastes just like, it's no, let's see here. Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and start. Now, my pie crust, yeah, I don't want no little thin, regular pie crust. I don't want no little thin. I want a whole piece of pie. So, I'm going to hook mine up. I use deep dish crust. I always have. I buy them at the store. You can make them if you got that much time. But usually over the holidays, I make so many cakes that if I had to make some crust, I'd be in trouble. So, you just kind of spread them out. And like I said, my little sweet potato had some issues. So I had to make some empty powdered sugar. Now, I'm going to save, y'all. I'm just going to say that should be about a half a cup tomorrow. But if but generally you fill them to the top. That's my little sweet potato brown sugar in here. But I'm going to say just a little tink. Breakfast, and I am going to pancakes. Yeah, so. Now, let me tell you, if you want to, I will probably wait till it got a little more solid. I'm not going to put it on here. Keep the crust from getting too dark on you for you. But I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit more solid. It may not change. Sometimes, everything doesn't. But I'll put these in the oven on 350 for about 60 minutes or so. And then I'll take a look at them, honey. I used to ask my grandma all the time, well, how long you leave them in there? Well, I don't know till they done. Well, Mama, how supposed to know when they done? They just gonna look done. It was a wonder I got any recipes from her. Because, they're... because they used to say stuff like, well, girl, I don't know. You just put it in there till it tastes right. You got to smell it. You got to... It's a wonder, honey. I got any recipes out of her, but I did. And eventually, honey, she would brag on my food. I got it down pat, y'all.
Sandra says it looks delicious and freezing a little.
Who was that?
Sandra.
She said freezing a little?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I hate that. I wonder why. Are we on Wi-Fi or can you tell?
You're on Wi-Fi.
Can you put me on?
Yep.
Let's see if we can cut out the freeze.
It's working.
Okay. All right, y'all. So now, I got them in there for an hour. So this is what we gonna do. Y'all know I like to decorate my stuff. I like to decorate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some maple whipped cream for when it comes out the oven and we get ready after it's cool and everything. We're gonna put some maple whipped cream on each, you know, with our slice and decorate it real good. So what I do with that is I've had my bowl in the refrigerator. You see it looks icy. And my mixer here. Let me pull that out a little bit. I've had that in the refrigerator. So what I'm going to do is that what I'm going to do is get that here, and I'm going to use I have a cup of whipped heavy whipping cream. It's not whipped yet, but I have a cup of heavy whipping cream. And we are going to put that on, let that whip real nice. Don't whip it on high. I know y'all. Ooh, that scared me. Okay, so we can come over here. Okay, but yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna take this and put it in one of my little bowls and save it, and I'm gonna make sweet potato pancakes. And I don't think I'm gonna go live, but I'll probably make my own make my own syrup to go on top. We'll see how fancy I'm feeling, but so with the whipping cream, we mix it until it starts getting thick. You don't want to, I don't know where my copy is. You don't want to overmix it. Oh, okay. You don't want to overmix it because it'll turn into butter, right? And so,
Sandra Gaynor is watching, and she says, "I love potato pie."
oh, hi.
And Karen says, "No, not the kitchen aid noise."
The noise. So really, you can just kind of walk away from this and leave it. I'm gonna sit over here. See if I can sit over here for walk away. Is it still loud, Karen? I need a microphone on it. Yeah, first one. But I'm gonna mix that, and what I'm gonna do is mix it till it gets a little heavy and just a little thicker. And then I'm going to add in. I have a little bit of the sugar substitute, the granulated sugar substitute, and I have some maple syrup. That you can put in sugar-free, your preference. You can hear me?
Speak a little louder.
Okay. So, y'all, I'm going to, let me see. I'm going to let that whip up, because it is loud. And I'm going to let the pies cook, and then I'll come back on later on with the whipping cream. With the whipping cream, what I'm going to do is, once I get it made up, I am going to put it in a pastry bag, and when we plate it, we put the whipping cream on top. It's going to be really amazing. So I'll let y'all, I'll take a picture of it and let y'all see everything once I plate it up. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I really want to come on. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but whatever y'all, let me know if it's something y'all want to see made, or if it's a recipe that y'all really want to know, and I'll try to see if it's something that we can get on and make for you. But I'm going to go ahead and let this whip so y'all can hear. Y'all can't hear me, but I'm going to let this whip and get ready. But once it gets, like I said, start sticking it up, we'll pour all the stuff in. Beat it a little while longer, but not too long, because we don't want it to turn into butter. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope y'all have an amazing rest of y'all Saturday. And I'll see you next week. Remember to live, love, and laugh. Enjoy life. Good night. Have a happy Saturday.